2 years, year and a half.
Yeah, been here a year and a half
So
as a
the
director.
critics are going to argue that if you're at a $34,000 loss a month, that this should have been rectified long before.
Correct.
Thus, the dramatic increase in
Correct.
slip fees would not be necessary. How are you going to argue that?
Well, what I tell people is, of course, from talking to some of the yacht club members, they inform me that there hasn't been a rate increase in 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told them that you have to, factor in inflation. And, we did a audit where we did Marina comparisons. And what I did was I took an average. I didn't go with the highest. I didn't go with the lowest. I went with an average. And we still are at the lowest rate with the increase.
Those critics argue that as well. They say it's not the case.
Well, I mean, you can argue, but you can't argue with numbers.
They also would make the point that the interaction. They feel obviously have a sentimental viewpoint of the marina, having had boats here for a long time. They say they do a lot of programs for kids. There's a value possibly for the marina above just the direct monetary value of the marina. Do you feel like you could run the risk of driving boaters away from the marina?
No, I haven't, because the last 3 months that this has been in effect, the price increase, as I explained to everyone at the meeting tonight, when we originally only had 28 identifiable boats, now I have 41 that are paying the increase and they are accounted for. That's what most of this was about, accountability.
Well, they argue that all the boats are accountable, that there's a misunderstanding on the identification of the boats, that they can be registered separately, that all the boats are essentially, some boats may be delinquent, but that all the boats are identifiable.
Well, when we say identifiable, I think they're being they're using it in a literal sense as far as identifiable. Yes, they have numbers. Yes, they have, like they stated, the TX number. But what we're speaking on is identifiable as a paying customer. Because as I explained to them earlier, if we were to take the 67 boats that was here and using a little over $7,000 of revenue a month, and we do the math, it's down to $114 per person.
So it's your contention that 39 boaters are not paying their
originally fees. Yes, correct.
But now they are.
Well, now we've narrowed it down to those that want to pay to be here, because even, for example, that audit was done in September of 21. Mm-hmm. So of course we have new people that have come along. And the good thing about that, just as you had to wait a few minutes ago for a new member, they don't know the old from the new. They're just looking at the price. And several new customers tell me, oh man, that's not a bad price. That's cheaper than, the last place that I was at.
Would it not be? I mean, there are attractions for things like Pleasure Island. There's other improvements that could be made. Would it not plausibly be less problematic to do the improvements first, then raise the slip fee?
Well, see, here's the thing with that. We can't control what private sector moves here on Pleasure Island. As for example, today in the city council meeting, there was approval for moving forward on a negotiation of the land sale of the 35 acres across the street. Mm-hmm. If we're going to wait to move up pricing by the time this project is complete, then how much money will we lose? Because again, as I stated earlier, we were losing around $7,500 every 8 months. So we have to factor in, if time continues to go, we're steadily losing money.
But do you and or the city council have concrete plans for what will be done with that property?
What we did was we did compile a RFP, and we had specifics in it. For example, we came together and decided that it should be a water theme park. It should have some form of restaurants. It should also have a section where there'll be some hotel. So the things of that nature, where people are saying that, well, let's wait until we do these things, they will be in this project. But again, these things will be phased out. So therefore, it may not happen next year. It may not happen the year after, but these things will be done in phases.
Were you ordered by the city manager and or city council to make that marina start making money?
No, I wasn't per se ordered by anyone. When I saw the results of the audit that was done, we collectively came together and said that something needs to be done in order for us to get back into receiving the revenue for the boats that's out here.
George Davis, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.